Welcome back to the Dragon Den. My loyal Dragonites, King of Dragons 5000 is back with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Medicom Toys Mafex Knightfall Crusader Batman. And so here we have the Knightfall Crusader Batman posed and out of the packaging, but before we have a look at the figure, let's run through his accessories. Batman does come with 3 very different head sculpts, as well as a wide array of hands for various style posing. He also does come with a grapple hook, as well as 2 separate capes and a capeless neck piece. Other than that, Batman doesn't come with any other accessories, so with that out of the way, let's have a closer look at Knightfall Crusader Batman. And so here we have a closer look at Knightfall Crusader Batman, and I'm really liking with what Mafex did here. At first looks it might look like a retool of that Hush body, but there are some very new parts here. For starters, the head sculpt is done very nicely and I love the way it looks. The menacing scowl on Batman looks very good and the exposed mouthpiece is also done very nicely. The grimace here on his face looks spectacular and I love the detailing you can see in the cowl. And Batman is sporting the longer ears, which is pretty accurate to the Knightfall series. And one detail I love is that you can see Batman's ears underneath the cowl. Taking a look at his torso, this is a very well detailed muscular torso for Batman. He does have that old school big yellow oval on his chest, which is painted rather decently. And the torso is done very nicely with the musculature looking really good, and it is a completely new body. His shoulders and biceps are reused from that Hush body, but it does work perfectly here for the Knightfall Crusader Batman. His lower arms are completely new parts, with the forearm spikes being much longer than that original Hush body. And the gloves on this Batman are nicely detailed with actual seam lines on the sides of his gloves. Batman is wearing his traditional trunks, which match the rest of the blue plastic. And he is wearing his classic utility belt, which is done in this very nice yellow plastic. And I love how the capsules look here on his belt, giving him that really vintage Batman feel. Batman has a pair of very muscular legs which look really good here, and the musculature is very well sculpted. There is some subtle shading here on Batman, however it's not very noticeable unfortunately. But the striation in his muscles is done very well and matches the rest of the figure. Batman does have on his single pointed boots which look really good, and the blue paint actually matches the blue plastic very well. His boots are rather form-fitting as you can see the muscle striation underneath his boots. And his feet are complete reuse from that Hush Batman, continuing all the way down to the soles of his boots. And taking a look at Batman's cape, he does have the shoulder spikes. The shoulder spikes are done in blue plastic and they do a good job matching the rest of the cape. And he does have a fabric cape which is done very nicely, and I love the fact that they integrated 4 wires in his cape. So overall, this Batman does share some parts from that Hush Batman, but it's still a very impressive figure. His paint and detail is near flawless, and I love the shade of blue that Mafex went with. With his paint and details out of the way, let's get Batman compared to our usual suspects. Here we have Knightfall Crusader Batman posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and DC Multiverse Superman. Mattel's WWE Elite Series and Mezco's 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. The Lightning Collection White Ranger and the Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. And finally we have the Knightfall Crusader Batman posed next to the Hush Batman and Knightfall Batman. So overall, Batman will scale more in line with your 1/12 import line, and he's going to be a little bit shorter than domestic lines. However, he will look very impressive next to the rest of your Mafex Hush collection as well as Asbat. With his comparisons out of the way, let's have a look at his articulation. Batman does have a double ball joint in the head and a ball joint in the neck. Ball sockets in his shoulders. Arms go out to the side and do a full 360. Swivel at the bicep and double hinged elbows. Hinge and swivel at his wrists. Batman will have a double ball joint in his upper torso and a ball joint in his lower torso. Ball hinge hips kick forward, go back, out to the side, and have a thigh swivel. He has a double bend in the knee, ball hinge in the ankle, and finally a toe hinge. And Batman's cape does have wireframe for posing. So overall, great articulation here on the Knightfall Crusader Batman, and it does move flawlessly. So with everything said and done of the Knight Crusader Batman, let's get him posed for my final thoughts. Mafex has done an amazing job here with the Knight Crusader Batman, and I love the amount of details they put into him. Even though this Batman does share a few parts from that Hush Batman, I still love the fact that Mafex was able to give us a brand new Batman figure. The blues are done exceptionally well here on this figure, and the dark gray looks really good in contrast. I especially love the head sculpt where he has his menacing scowl, and those extremely long ears look really good. Add to it the fact that we do get two different capes is actually welcomed, as we do get the shoulder spikes and then a more traditional cape. However, I do feel he is lacking some bat gadgets, as he only comes with a grapple hook, unfortunately, no batarangs and no grapple gun. But it's still a very impressive Batman, and I really love the way he looks. At the time I'm making this video, Knight Crusader Batman is starting to hit stores like Big Bad Toy Store and HobbyLink Japan. If you're a fan of the Knightfall storyline or just want a really impressive Batman in your collection, you can't go wrong with Knight Crusader Batman. With that being said, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and check out the rest of my Mafex and Batman collection. If you're in a position to help out the Dragon Den, check out my Patreon, where it has some exclusive content and early access videos. Check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, videos, recent pickups, latest prints, and as always, ring that bell so you never miss another video. And until next time, my loyal Dragonites coming from the Dragon Den, I'm KingofDragons 5000 reminding you to redesign, rebuild, and reclaim. I'll see you next time.